Hello, everyone. I'm Allison, and welcome to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Survivor 39 Island of the Idols. Tonight is the original dysfunctional three: Tyler, Deborah G, and myself. Welcome, everyone. Wow, what an episode!
Wrong move.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. So, Deb, you think this was the wrong move tonight?
Oh, absolutely. Too soon.
Yeah, I totally agree with this.
I mean, cannot get rid of the meat shields.
Right, exactly. And I don't even think it's fair to really call Molly a meat shield on like day 5 or 6. Like, it is way too early. Like, get out the people that are, in my opinion, get out the people that are really ruining the tribe harmony, right? Who is at the center of all of that? It's Nora. It's definitely not Molly.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Such a wrong move. And to make that big of a move so early, your first time to tribal, you don't do that.
Right. Yeah, I was very surprised. I had in my notes, I said, Molly, Jack, and Jamal is a really powerful threesome. I think it's a perfect trio of physical, strategic, and social game. Each one of them would bring something really different to the table. And I thought that it was really setting up Survivor or this alliance to really make a deep run in this game. So I, as the viewer, feel like the rug was pulled off underneath me tonight. I was blindsided along with Molly.
Well, I'm different. Go figure. First of all, hello everyone in the chat. Kokaroo, Moki, Weston, Evans, Mars, Pokemon 9. Hello everyone. Welcome. I'm a little indifferent. I am a little happy that Molly is gone for the simple fact that if she can bond this easy with the men, if there's a merge, she's going to slide right in. And she's going to attach to that other side and that other group. I could just see that happening in the long run. So I personally don't have a problem with her being gone. Nora going right into bitch central at the beginning of the episode, complaining about everything, and then bonding with Jason over it. And then ironically, after they lose the immunity challenge, immediately goes, let's just vote Jason out. I'll do whatever you guys want.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't even take 2 seconds.
A Pokemon in the chat says, whoever casted Nora, thank you.
Yep.
I totally agree with this. I was saying this to my roommate while we were watching the show because he was like, wow, she is just a mess. We got a giant montage.
A delightful mess.
Yeah, we got a giant montage at the beginning of the episode where Nora is just and I was getting premonitions of how a certain Allison Kelly would probably do on Survivor.
Listen, montage of Allison would be me slapping bugs off myself, pulling sand out of my ass. I mean, it would just be me in hell, in my own personal hell. I don't know if I would be, and I would try to act like it's not bothering me, but I can't hide this.
Yeah. But Allison, do you think that yes, she would be a good threat come merge, but do you think it's too soon to be thinking this way?
No, never. I personally, for me, I never think it's too soon to make big moves. You're there to win $1 million. There are other people in the way that you can get out. I mean, it.
You know who I would have went for? The chick with braids that actually mentioned to go after Molly.
Personally, I would have voted out,
and she needs to go.
I would have voted out Jamal just because it pissed me off that he didn't bring his stuff to tribal. That shit pisses me off. Just out of sheer spite and probably have a bunch of sand in my butt, I probably would have voted him.
Mm-hmm. I thought that Dan was going to go tonight. I thought that they were setting him up last episode to really be kind of a creeper. So
the compilation of Allison would be a very yes, Beth. All they'd have to do is pull from this show.
Joseph says, to me, this episode picked up steam. It was easier for me to watch than last week's premiere. Don't know if it was the stress of Big Brother finishing up or that it was a long episode. Yeah, a lot of people agreed that that the first episode last week was kind of a little boring. I feel like people like weren't high on that premiere, but I don't feel that way. I'm very high on this season already, and obviously, like we saw tonight. We've casted a bunch of players this time. We've casted a bunch of people that are thinking, like Allison's saying, make those big moves. Think long term about your game. We're only on day 6, and these girls are already like, she's a social threat. We got to get her out now.
Yeah,
that is just crazy to me.
No, I definitely would have went after the girl that suggested to go after Molly this early because she's a troublemaker.
Do you want to explain that, Allison?
No, it's just funny because every time I post something on Facebook, I mean, every single freaking time, little smarty pants over here has to laugh. I could post that my uncle died and this shit would pop up. So whenever he makes a comment about something, don't be surprised if you're going to see this shit. Okay. Anyway, sorry, Deborah, I wasn't trying to be rude and interrupt you.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, Lauren really surprised me. She just kind of came out and she really thought about it. She's like, this is the queen, you got the king, and you have the jack over here. And I kind of would like to see, it's hard at this point because you've got to keep the numbers in the right order because you need to win the challenges because you want to be the dominant tribe when the merge comes, if you want to keep it together. And I don't know how strong of a player Molly is. I really didn't pay much attention to her last week during the challenges, and I really didn't pay much attention to her tonight during the challenge.
I don't think there's anybody that's like a true challenge beast out there.
Oh, yes.
No, it's definitely not. And it's way too early too. I think it's just one of those cases where people are looking for any excuse for them to not be the first person to go on their tribe. So it's a really like a snowball effect. Of like one person says that Molly's a big threat, and then suddenly like everybody's like, oh, she's the next Parvati of Survivor, which is
I wouldn't go that far, but to me, Kelly really shined tonight. As Jared in the chat said, can we talk about the idol in her hair? Yes, because she was picked to go to the island of the idols, where immediately Rob and Sandra are asking her a million questions. Then they start talking about their lives. And she is just like, what is going on right now? Why are they talking so much? And that was part of the test. And it ended up, she had to answer questions. That's what they were talking about. And at the end of the day, she held out a little bit and she ended up answering 3 out of 5 questions right and got an immunity idol that's good for her next 3 tribal councils as opposed to getting 4 out of 5 and only for 2. But the best part for me was when she went back to the island and started crying and putting on a show and said, I don't have an idol, and was taking everything off and shaking stuff out, and people were patting her down, and it was in her damn hair. I've never seen that.
It's amazing.
It was a really, really great move. A really great way to kind of disarm yourself from like people think that they are probably lying in this situation. She did that same lie that Elizabeth told last week, and I 10 out of 10 perfect play in my opinion from Kelly.
Well, now it's going to be bend over and cough and shake your head at the same time.
I want to start giving out while we're talking about Kelly, I want to start giving out a player of the week like we did last season, and my player of the week definitely goes to Kelly. This time.
Absolutely.
I think all
that was
3 of us
amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. What did you guys think about that actual challenge for her, though? I mean, if Allison, if I had to quiz you on 3 things about myself, I don't think that you would be able to pass that.
Okay.
Ask me a question.
Go ahead.
Ask me a question.
How many brothers and sisters do I have?
You have 1 sister.
That's correct.
Thank you. Anything else?
What's my home state?
Your home state is where you go all the time. Where is it? Not Oregon. Is it Oregon?
No, I wish, but no.
Not Oregon. Don't tell me. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can see it. It is. It's not Michigan. It's not Illinois. It
Do you know,
is.
Deb?
Yeah, I know.
Shit. Hold on. No, don't tell me. Oh, hell no. It
No,
could
not
be.
Arkansas.
He does scream it, doesn't he? In these little white
No.
beaters that he wears every week.
No,
Don't-
it's Maryland.
That's it.
But I
was
was getting flashbacks to last week when I started talking about Edgic, and Allison just like puts on her sunglasses and stops paying attention. That would be Allison in this challenge tonight.
Where am I from?
You're from Memphis.
Eh.
And she's not originally from Memphis.
Well, she didn't ask that. She asked where I'm
No,
from.
where am I from? That's where you're from. You're from Maryland. That's the same question.
No, I said, what's my home state?
It was my home state.
I said a much clearer question than you.
What's my home state, small fry, big mouth?
I don't know, but it's probably somewhere southern.
No.
No,
it's not.
it's like Michigan or something, isn't it?
It's Missouri. I'm from Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah.
How many
something like
brothers and
Emma.
sisters do I have? Do I have brothers and sisters? What do I have?
Yeah, you do. You have
Well,
a brother, and you have a sister.
let's move on from this. I just wanted to make a point of Allison not listening.
We have to move on.
Pokemon points out, since we were just talking about Edgic, probably as Tommy as the front runner. I really thought that Tommy had a really good episode. Thank you for that. I really thought that Tommy had a really good episode tonight. It really showed him in the driver's seat of. I feel like it was kind of his call in terms of whether or not they were moving forward with taking Molly out, or if the tides were going to turn back into Nora's favor of being voted out tonight. What did you guys think about that?
I didn't hear a word you said. I'm
Repeat
sorry.
the question because I was reading the chat.
Allison not listening.
I wasn't.
Isn't that
either.
what I just said?
I kind of just spaced out for a second.
uh-huh.
I don't even know what the hell happened.
No, I thought that they really showed Tommy in a really good light tonight.
Yeah, I like that.
He was kind of in the driver's seat of deciding whether or not the tide went in their favor to take out Molly. I really thought that he would be the one to kind of shut this idea down. You know, we saw him in confessional say, it is way too soon for this. And that's exactly what I was saying to my TV screen.
Well, did he vote for Molly?
I think he did.
Well, what shifted that tide, do you think?
I don't know. I mean, like, of course we saw the whole, do I want to sit with the cool kids or do I want to like sit with the outcasts, which I think is totally bullshit here. I think that that's just a way to kind of villainize the people and make yourself sound like the underdog, which you're not. Like, Nora, you put yourself in this situation. Like, let's be real here. And so did you, Jason. So I think that Tommy just picked a side, and I'd be very curious to hear why he went with them.
Here's an idea. Why don't we stick together as one tribe until we merge and then worry about the cool kids table? Okay,
Yeah.
just call me crazy.
Yeah.
Let's concentrate on winning the challenges.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did notice that neither tribe is very cohesive.
No.
No.
And they could, what are you talking about? Our culture. I just didn't understand that. Jason was ousted the minute he just went off. And yeah, he was looking for an idol, but still, he really wasn't included. And
Yeah.
when you're sitting up high, you're not going to see down there. So, whatever. I'm glad Molly's gone. That's just my opinion.
Oh, sorry, I just sneezed.
What did you just do?
Was that
I
a sneeze?
Yeah.
What the hell?
What?
Like silent.
Where did it
I
come out of
muted.
your ass?
No, I muted it. I don't want the audio to be unpleasant for somebody.
That's why it was silent.
So another thing I wanted to talk about here, Pokemon brings up in the chat. Can we also talk about Chelsea getting an idol? What a queen! I just want to brag here for a second because she was my first pick in the draft, and she's my winner pick for the season. And I thought that she was going to do very, very well. And of course, we saw her get an idol tonight. And I thought that she played it perfectly as well. Like she found it very quickly. I was very proud of that.
By accident.
By accident.
Yeah,
She
exactly.
wasn't looking.
Yeah, I mean, you could have had a reaction like this, but no, she played it cool. She gave a little smirk to the camera, which I loved. And we got a really good confessional from her tonight saying, I'm in the driver's seat here. Like the girls are in charge. These guys are trying to make moves, but us girls, we're doing it better. And that's what I love to hear. So I really hope that this girl power continues for this season. I think we have some really strong females on both tribes, obviously. I mean, on the other tribe, we have Lauren, we have Kelly, and Nora's going to turn into a big character, I'm sure. So I really see this headed in the direction of like strong women for this season.
Yeah. Who is it?
Also, she started fire in 2 minutes.
She did. For a minute there, I thought that was the chick that was on Island of the Idols last week. And then I was like, oh, no, that's not the same girl.
Elizabeth, no.
Yeah.
And of course, we saw who was that guy? He was like, when Chelsea made fire, he was like, it's a shot to my male ego.
Tom, the chief. Off. Yeah, Tom, the hockey player.
That is like, that's so like mansplaining. Like, are men like the only people that can make fire? Like, shut up, sit down, and just let Chelsea make the fire in 2 minutes. That was so rude.
He's an old school burly man. Okay,
no excuse.
Look, I'm not making an excuse. I'm telling you what it is. He's just an older burly guy, and that's old school. That's how they are. Captain Obvious is 46, and he kind of feels like men should step up and still take care of business. That's like a thing. I don't know. You millennials wouldn't know anything about that.
No, I think I would rather see strong females in Survivor, like Janine in Australian Survivor. Like that's the kind of player I want to see.
I wasn't aware that women were legally allowed to make fire. You learned something. It's true.
That's so funny.
I wouldn't be able to make fire. I would have been down there and I would have lost a thumb.
Yeah, that's my fear. My fear is when you're trying to strike the fire starter that you like cut your thumb off. That's
I squirt everywhere because I'd probably be a squirter.
Oh,
blood wise.
You're a squirter. You're a squirter.
From my thumb. Listen, get it out of here. Get it out. Come on.
Sam does not approve. That was too good. So of course we also saw from Missy tonight. She really did really good damage control with Aaron once they got back from Tribal. He was really upset. He was trying to confront everybody, and of course we got a confessional from her saying like, yes, like the All Women's Alliance like is in the driver's seat. However, it's still really important to make these one-on-one relationships with people. And I thought that was a really good job of her to take Aaron to the side and basically, stroke his little like bruised ego, say like, it's going to be okay. We still need you and your strength for the challenges. There's no way we're getting rid of you. I thought that was perfect. And it's a really, really great example of covering your bases.
Well, it just goes back to when they were on Kelly was on the island of it was Sandra saying, you've got to listen. You have to be, that is what's going to bond us together. That's what's going to bring us together. And it's true. So you need to make those moves. You need to approach and make these people feel calm and okay. Yeah. They'll remember that later.
Yep.
One thing I didn't like from that confrontation at the beginning of the episode, Vince is really, he's like, why did you vote for me? Like, he was like just like super confrontational. And I feel like it's putting a little bit bigger of a target on him than it needs to be. Like the vote went in his favor. Like he wasn't voted out. Like, why are you still saying like, why was I a target? And you're saying that in front of the entire tribe. I feel like that's not a good thing. And of course, we see in the preview for next week, he's going to try to like bro down with these guys. I'm worried that Vince is going to be a less likable version of Ty Train. I'm just not on board with him yet. And I don't see good signs of a good player, somebody who's like rootable in the game.
He's going to get too bitchy. He's going to get too diva-like and it's gonna just stop. Like like the guys bring him into the alliance and he's like, what are they, stupid? Oh God, stop.
This is good. Vince is pulling the Pearl Islands Rupert. Who voted for me? It's like the gay version of that, basically.
Yeah. He's the gay. Is he the gay Rupert?
Oh God, I hope not. That's like the last thing I want to see or hear on my screen. We have a really good question in the chat. How long before everyone knows about the island challenges?
Next week. I'm going to tell you right now, next week, because Elizabeth she was not honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody from her tribe's going to go over there and they're going to spill it and she's going to get busted.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was like, you need to I just gave myself a paper cut.
Nice.
Oh,
It just,
jeez.
ow.
Are you squirting?
I'm
Are
not
you
squirting.
Oh, you do.
Yes. Little shit.
Oh my god.
That was
I
good.
didn't even know what I was saying. What was I even talking about?
I don't even know.
I don't even know.
So we were talking about Elizabeth getting caught next week.
Oh, she's going to get busted. It's going to backfire unless that person goes to Elizabeth on the side and says, hey, look, I know what's up. Let's keep this. Are we keeping it on the DL? What are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have one complaint about this twist. I really like it so far. And these little segments that we're getting, it's a lot better than something like Edge of Extinction or Ghost Island. But I wish that the player there was picking the person on the opposite tribe to go the following week. Deb.
You all right? We choking? What's happening?
She muted herself. So while Deb is recovering, I'm surprised to see her choking. That's news to me.
And she's alone.
Right, exactly. No, my one complaint about this twist is I don't like that they're picking somebody out of a random bag. I think that it could give the opportunity to make like cross alliance bonds with people. You know what I mean? Because you're literally giving them a chance to get an advantage, get an idol in this game, which is huge and could come back to benefit them later on. We saw in Survivor Token Teams when there was a Exile Alliance born out of the people that were choosing other people to go to Exile Island. I just think that that's a missed opportunity here. You're not listening again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am listening. What the fuck?
I'm trying not to die. I'm sorry.
I'm watching her trying not to die.
I know when you're not listening to me, Allison. So one other thing I wanted to point out, I had this in my notes. Nora is a younger Debbie Weiner. Do you guys agree with me?
Nora?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe if you
But
got
not-
some liquor in her. That is
Yeah.
just the most
I just think that she-
fucking attractive. You know, the only thing that would make that better is if the mouth was a little bit more further south.
Allison, is this
Yes.
your bathing suit when you get cast on Survivor?
You know what? It's going to be a kitten.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's going to be a snake.
Let's
Tyler,
see.
Tyler, I'm going to be bringing on some people that are going to challenge you. I'm going to bring some people onto the show that are going to give you a run for your money
In
Survivor
terms of
knowledge.
what? Like,
on your Survivor knowledge.
I say bring it on. I also want to update the bracket that we made at the beginning of the season, the draft.
So who's ahead?
So Kim lost her first casualty tonight. So me and Andrew still have all 5 people. Allison, I've seen better
So
teams.
unfair.
Um,
Shut your mouth.
No,
Shut
Allison's
the
got the
mouth.
hot bald guy, so she's good.
you think he's hot?
Yeah.
He doesn't have any
Yeah.
hair, right? Then yes,
Yeah,
she
I do.
does.
Oh God. No, but I'm very proud of my team. I think that they're all doing very, very well here.
Congratulations.
And thank you, Joseph. I agree. Do you guys have any other notes for the episode? I feel like I'm like just talking.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. You have all the notes. I'm working on something for you, actually.
Oh boy.
You just wait.
I'm trying to
just
recover
fine.
from Vegas.
Beth says he may be hot, but he also got his fragile male ego hurt by a woman making a fire. Thank you, Allison.
That's what I was doing when you accused me of not listening.
All right, let's get him out of here. Let's see. Allison's team is bad. Sans Tommy. Yeah, at least you have Tommy.
What are you talking about? My team is bad.
I mean, it is pretty bad, Allison.
Bring my team up again.
You have Dean, who is the only person who hasn't gotten a confessional.
Okay.
Karishma, we don't really know where she's at.
She's like Chelsea's eyebrows.
We have a fragile male ego and a ginger. So
we got a ginger and an old man who can't start a fire. I don't see the problem.
Yikes.
Okay.
So who do you guys think is going out next week?
Vince.
Vince?
Popping off, man. Be quiet.
I think that the Orange Tribe is going to lose the next challenge. And I think that Vince will team up with the guys for this vote and take out Elizabeth. So I think the person that goes to Island of Idols next is going to come back and say, Elizabeth, you lied about this. And it's going to put a target on her back. People are going to be worried that she secretly has an idol or something and take her out. That's my guess.
I think Elizabeth's in hot water because she didn't. Did I not say it last week? Does anybody remember last week?
No, I will give you this, Allison. I said that it was a good move for her to do this last week, but now I'm regretting that, and it pains me to say, but Allison, you are right about this one.
I mean, I think that if it went to the Island of Idols,
can you take that Allison's
that you saw Sandra, and you could tell them that you saw Sandra and Rob, but just lie about what the competition was.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's going to get the same competition going there.
Right.
You could say there's different alumni there every time you go, but then again, that doesn't really explain the big Sandra and Rob statues.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I think that Beth has the right call here. She says, I would have only lied about Island of the Idols if you actually won an idol. Since she didn't, why not spill the beans?
Yeah, I mean, she could have said whatever about, confessed and then said she didn't get the idol. That she could have played it up. I mean, I would have been like, look, I played against Rob Mariano to get an idol, and I had to build a fire against Boston Rob, who has done this like 50 times.
Yeah.
And I can't do anything. So, like, do you think I won, for God's sake? Here, strip search me, but leave my hair alone.
Also, I really love that they're watching these tribals without them knowing about it. I think that's just a really nice touch.
Every week, I'm going to have a different picture of their reactions because I got one tonight. And our display picture for tonight, I was going to show it. Our display picture, no, I don't have it uploaded.
Pokemon says, who hurts who first if Allison and Tyler are handcuffed together for 24 hours? Allison definitely hurts me first.
What are we doing?
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
I'll hurt him the first time I have to go to the bathroom. Huh?
I have patience. You do not. So
I'm a very
would
patient person. I raised a child. Okay. So that's my son. How did you know? I'm very patient, but don't complain when I have to make a poopy.
This is a really good question. Do you think Rob and Sandra will get votes in the final tribal council? No, but I really like this idea, actually. Like, instead of having them be players in the game, like a Big Brother 14 coaches become players type of situation. Yeah. I kind of like this, especially because they are sitting in on all the tribal councils, just like the jury does. So maybe that's the reasoning for that. I think that's a really interesting idea.
Yeah, because Carlito's way is asking, what is the end game for Rob and Sandra? What are they getting out of this? Well, one, they're already got to be on paychecks.
Yeah.
And they're already on the island for Survivor 40.
Yeah.
So, they're already there hanging out. They probably already in an alliance together. Who knows? But I don't know what the end game is. There has to be something. Maybe at the end, they get one, but I don't think they get to vote at all. I'm going to call it now. They're not going to vote. I don't think there's going to be anything. I think if at all, when it comes down to the a final challenge to get to the top 3 or something, I think they'll have a choice. You can either go up against one of your fellow tribe mates, or you can go up against Sandra or Rob. Maybe it'll be that kind of scenario.
Beth says, I bet they don't vote, but they get to sway the jury. What do you guys think about that? Like them being part of that final tribal council discussion?
Oh, that could be interesting.
I like that too.
Because they've seen everything.
Yeah.
But I feel like their sway would be a little too much, right? Like they are literally idols, like godlike figures in this game. And I feel like
it would be conflict of interest.
It would create like a group think of whatever Sandra and Rob are thinking. So I would only like that if they do it kind of how like Dr. Will leads the discussion for the Big Brother jury, right? Like he gives like certain talking points to get them to think critically, but he really evens it out for everybody, like the 3 people remaining, not just go in heavy on one person.
Well, if you let Rob and Sandra question the final 2 or 3, how is that any different? No, with them having the information that they have, how is that any different from Jeff Probst at every single tribal council bringing up points? Because he knows what's going on. What other reason would he have to ask Molly a specific question, or to ask Nora, or to ask Jason stuff if he didn't know that their names were being thrown around?
Honestly, now that we're throwing around that idea, I would much rather see Rob and Sandra lead the final tribal discussion than Jeff, because they are actual players of the game. They are actual winners of the game. Like it's one thing to host the show, but it's another to play it, and to play it well and win, and become like legends of the game. So I think there's a reason why Julie Chen doesn't host like the roundtable for Big Brother.
Yeah.
They have Dr. Will, and Dan does it for Big Brother Canada. I think that this would be a good move to have Rob and Sandra, especially since they are a big contributing factor to the season. I think that that's a really great way to host this final tribal. I would be here for that. I would like that.
It could be like a roundtable situation too.
Yeah.
Maybe they could
changed
sit
that
down
format like a couple seasons ago.
Yeah, they could do that with the jurors and say, let me help you guys. We're going to help you come up with the questions. These are the right questions that you need to ask to get to the root of what you really want to know to pick a winner.
Yeah. Beck says they also don't have a stake in the game. I think it would be interesting to balance out the jury's feelings and then have the experts weigh in. I like it.
Sure.
I
love that they keep bringing up every week, 2 weeks, that we are not playing in the game. We are not coming back. You're being tested, blah, blah, blah. And Kelly caught on that, onto that tonight. The test. Well, what's the test? Like she immediately, what's the test? And they're like, simmer down, hash browns. Come over here and take a seat, okay?
No, very, very good job. And I think that it's a risk worth taking if I were Kelly too. Getting an idol that's good for the next 3 tribals. You have to think there's probably going to be a swap coming soon, right? And you never know if that swap is going to work in your favor or work against you. She could be one of like only like 1 or 2 people that swaps to a tribe with a majority of the orange team with you, and you could be on the outs. There's just so much randomness in like the pre-jury stage of this, and we're in such a big group that like losing 1 vote, it's not very critical. I don't think that I would take the risk here. Would you guys have done that?
Oh, I definitely would have played.
Yeah, I would play 100%. This
and
is.
I would have known that the questions or everything that they were telling me that I needed to listen.
This is chess, not checkers.
When she's talking about her dog, when she's talking about her dog and her kid, you better goddamn listen.
Yeah,
I answered those questions. Like, what was the name of one of her dogs? Rosie. Rosie is one of her dogs. Rosie. Yep. I'm like, Amber and Rob met on season 8 of Survivors. Like, I'm just
daughters were 21 and 23, I think.
Something or other, Yeah, they're the army. Like, you can't tell what branch of the military he's from. She's wearing the fucking hat.
Right, that's true.
I'm like, the army? The army.
I thought it was really good of her to kind of be hesitant about it, because did you notice, like, that's when Rob said, I'll sweeten the deal for you. You know, he made it better for her. So it was really smart for her to kind of hold out and see if he offered anything else.
I don't think that she knew that if she held out. I think she was just
Nervous
that because she kind of was spacing in and out and not listening, that maybe she wouldn't be able to answer the questions. So
I like this idea. I don't know if it's feasible or not, but Thomas the Talker says, what if Rob and Sandra select tribes and the tribe swap?
Thomas the Talker has really good twist ideas.
Really good ideas
season.
tonight.
I like it.
That would be interesting. I like it.
Yeah.
I think giving them any more power than what they have is a conflict of interest.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, listen.
But Big Brother's done way worse. So
yeah, somebody even said in the chat, and I apologize, I didn't grab it at the time, and I don't know who said it, but someone had mentioned, do you think this is the producer's way of manipulating the jury into voting who they want by bringing in Rob and Sandra? And I don't know. To be honest with you, I think Survivor is a very different animal from Big Brother. It is entirely different, in my opinion, and it's just a different breed of people out there.
Yeah.
I, honest to God, don't think Mickey, Jackson, and Christy and Tom, I don't think that they could freaking handle it.
Oh, God, I'm so glad Big Brother's done.
I just don't think they could handle it.
I just want to say, guys, I'm not sure I want to watch Big Brother next year.
Well, you're going to. Stop it.
On it.
I don't.
So I just want to say
I'm not going to be on it.
You know, I just came back from Vegas with all of these people. The Big Brother people, they just were kind of kept to themselves. I didn't even see anybody from the jury on. I did not see. The only person from the jury that I saw was Annalise.
So let me ask you something about Annalise from Big Brother 21. Is her face as white as it looks?
She's beautiful.
Like she put so much makeup on her face that it's white, and she's like tan from the chin down.
She's a beautiful
that makes
girl.
me insane. That just kills me.
I think that she's almost the most beautiful woman that Big Brother has ever cast.
And by the way, Kemi was absolutely lovely. She was my roommate.
For one night, and then she moved on. Rude.
And she moved on.
Rude.
Well, no, like all the Big Brother people wanted to be together, I guess.
Yeah, except for Kemi, because everybody hates Kemi for some reason.
Do you think?
I thought she was lovely.
Yeah.
Do you think,
everybody in the cast. I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
Do you think Kemi could make it on Survivor?
I don't know.
Why don't they throw David on Survivor?
David who?
From Big Brother 21. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, he was very
the first
quiet.
sorry. I don't think that.
Very quiet. Like
I don't think that he's good at
barely
casting.
spoke.
Well, anyway, so back to this show. I don't know. What do we got going on in the chat?
They say Mickey wouldn't last one day on the island.
No, because he wouldn't have access to cocaine while he would see the sand and start snorting it.
Or, you can't like sneak food when you're a permanent have-not on an island.
You can't.
And they don't have
watermelon.
Right.
Where's he going to put the watermelon in Annalise's ass?
Yeah. And mommy would make sure he won Survivor. I like that. But that's pretty much it for me for this week. Do you guys have any other notes for or talking points for this episode?
No, everything you brought up, I pretty much had written down. We can talk about what the hell was Nora doing? Was she making everyone do yoga? What was that?
What kind of yoga was that?
She was doing the downward dog and almost drowning herself every time the current came on the beach.
So
Everybody
you know what told me that she's not a real yogi? At the end, when she was going up to people, she wasn't saying namaste. She was saying, bravo, good job. Like, that's not how you teach yoga.
What is a yogi?
Huh?
What is a yogi?
A person who does yoga.
That's what you call it up there in the north. You call
That's
them,
what literally everybody calls it.
you call yourselves yogis. I have a
Okay.
funny
Like
story. Can I tell a
the
funny
Yogi
story
Bear?
about my first? You know what? F off. I'm gonna tell it anyway. I have a funny story about yoga. My first
Did you
ever
fart?
introduction. No, I didn't fart, but it is
Sharded.
okay. I was trying to impress a guy when I was a lot younger. Okay. And he invited me to do yoga, but it wasn't just yoga, it was hot yoga.
I love hot yoga.
And I thought, oh, well, it's just, he's like, oh, they just turn the heat. It's just warm in there. It's just, you sweat a little.
It's hot.
No, it's freaking 300 degrees in there. I went to Target and I bought the cutest little freaking yoga outfit that I could. The shit didn't breathe.
No.
Okay. And on top of that, I had pounds of makeup on.
Oh my God.
I had my hair all cute with hairspray. I'm down there. I'm doing all of this shit. My eyeliner, my mascara is in my mouth. It's in my teeth. It looks like I've been sucking on a charcoal. I've got the hairspray. Sweat is in my eyes.
Oh God, it's burning.
The other part was I'm next to this guy, kind of in the middle to the left, and the instructor notices me and she says I'm new. The bitch puts me up front in front of everybody, and everybody's like looking at me with the instructor, and the guy in front of me has got on the shortest shorts I've ever seen. This little sweaty ball is hanging out on the right side.
Yeah, I mean, hot yoga, you like really, it's like disgustingly hot. I always recommend doing that during the winter because walking outside in like the cold air after doing a hot yoga is like the best feeling in the world.
No, I didn't get the guy. This was like when I was y'all don't know, I was really young, and I wanted to go home. I like got sick. It was a thing. It gave me diarrhea. I don't even know. And I was just kind of like, I'm sweat. I'm nasty. I just did diarrhea in the bathroom, and I'm sticky in my butthole. So I want to go home. And that was it. That's it.
So one more Survivor thing. So the Piano Man All-Star says, hey, I don't really watch Survivor that much. The only seasons I've watched were Ko Wrong, Millennials versus Gen X, and China. What other seasons do you recommend? So if you go on the Survivor subreddit, they have a really great discussion topic about this question. And people voted season 37, David versus Goliath, is the #1 season that you should watch next. Thank you, Allison. I agree with this. It's a really good representation of modern Survivor. The cast is amazing. I mean,
Which
Angelina, Survivor, David versus Goliath.
Yes.
Really great cast, really great gameplay, very minimal twists, which is always good. Angelina herself is just an amazing character. And then
the first one we covered together.
No, we covered Ghost Island.
We covered David versus Goliath.
Ghost Island was before David versus Goliath.
But we covered David versus Goliath together.
I know. I'm answering his question. He said, what season should I watch?
And I was saying that we covered that.
No. So he said that he's only seen Ko Wrong, Millennials versus Gen X in China. So I would definitely recommend David versus Goliath. One more I would recommend is Kage-On. That's always like an amazing season to watch. Just really great characters. Tony is just an insane unicorn in the Survivor universe. Very great cast.
Oh, that's the one with the Angelina. I gave the rice. I gave up our bag of rice and continued.
You do not listen to me. I literally just said that.
No, but I noticed. But I do listen. I just get lost in thought sometimes, and then I fight my way out.
Yeah, it's hard to think about multiple things.
Squirrel.
Tyler and I spent 4 hours together last week.
Yeah,
4.
we did.
You'll
great.
find out why later.
It was a wonderful bonding experience. But let's see. I'm just looking at everybody else in the chat here. Ko Wrong is underrated and better than Kage-On. Totally agree with that. Ko Wrong had many insufferable people in the beginning. That's also true. When was the last time they did a Survivor auction for food?
Oh, it's been a minute.
It's been
Hasn't it?
I think Worlds Apart was the last time, and they didn't do it again because Shireen basically broke the format of the auction. She just basically said, like, nobody bet on anything except for one person so we can all save our money. So they haven't done it since then. That was when Mike notoriously lied to Dan and got the advantage, which just snowballed the rest of his bad gameplay that season.
But yet he won.
Yeah, because he won out. That's not a respectable win, in my opinion. Mars says, are we going to get more scoop from Debbie on what happened in Vegas?
Yeah, Deb, tell everyone what you were doing in Vegas real quick.
I was at the Reality All-Star reunion. There was a bunch of people from the latest Big Brother, some other alumni there also, and Survivor, and some sequester people too.
Yay.
So they kind of made some weird decisions on how we were being roomed together. That's why I ended up in the same bed as Kemi. I was like, whatever, okay. And the people from Big Brother kind of isolated themselves.
Big Brother 21 or just all Big Brother?
Big Brother 21, they, jury on, they isolated themselves. I never saw them. The only one I saw was Annalise because they were busy
being too into themselves.
Yes.
I'm going to be honest with you.
Their money in ways that we're not even going to talk about, and isolating themselves.
I'll be frank, I wouldn't even want to meet them if I were in Vegas.
Yeah,
I don't feel like I missed anything.
Yeah.
I don't.
The people that I wanted to meet were not the ones out partying like me. Like I would have wanted to meet Cliff, Nicole.
Yeah.
Nicole wasn't there.
Yeah, she wasn't there either. They weren't there. So, I mean, the people that I did meet that I thought were amazing were mostly the Canadians. I met Topaz, and I absolutely love her.
What a Big Brother legend, Topaz. Voting for the wrong person.
Yes. Yes, we talked about it. I said, you're a legend.
She's going to be 80 years old and still talking about that.
She
literally gave somebody
love
else.
her. And Laura from Big Brother Canada.
I talked to Laura a lot at the Big Brother premiere party. She was very, very sweet.
Very sweet. Love her. She was in the suite next to us, her and Topaz.
Mm-hmm.
And Topaz's sister and Mark Dralick. And they were all absolutely lovely. People from Survivor were amazing. I met a few new ones. Carl Boudreaux was there, and Davey Rickenbacker was there, and they are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm trying to think who else I met that I thought was amazing. I think that's about it as far as new people that I really, gelled with. But we're definitely going to see Carl and Davey probably on the show. They've been invited. So that would
Davey from Millennials, from David versus Goliath.
Rickenbacker, yeah.
Okay.
So
awesome.
Oh, y'all want me to read that?
Read what?
What you're reading on? Yeah. I can't see anything.
You're good. But I think that wraps it up for us tonight. Thank you for giving us the scoop on everything that happened in Vegas. Obviously, did not stay in Vegas, but it looked like a lot of fun. And
I'm still recovering.
Maybe one of these years I'll be able to go out with you.
I wish the three of us could meet there sometime.
That would be so much fun. No, Allison, you just need to get yourself to New York for the Big Brother premiere party. That's what needs to happen.
Or Allison needs to come to Reality Rally, and you need to do the photography.
You guys would know what to do with all 4'11" of this.
Girl, you're coming to Reality Rally.
Speaking of which, I do have a little bit of announcement to make.
Oh boy.
What? For those of you who follow Sequester, Here we go. We will be covering Sequester Season 3 when it starts in November. And it starts the first Sunday in November, and I don't know what day that is. That is in a month. I'm trying to hit my calendar, and nothing is coming up. November 3rd. So, a month from tomorrow, we'll be covering Sequester 3 live every Sunday evening after the show airs. And you can find, if you subscribe to Sequester Access on YouTube, you will get notifications when the episodes broadcast.
Yeah, we had a really great time interviewing the cast. Allison said I need to work on my poker face because it's very clear who I liked from a game standpoint and those that I was not crazy about. But either way, the cast is really, really strong this year, and I'm very, very excited to see what happens. Audrey has promised us that if you thought season 2 was good, just wait for season 3. Like it's going to be really, really great.
We were some of the chosen few that were allowed to interview the cast before it was released. And Audrey released the cast today, but without names, so we can't say names or anything. But we will be releasing our interviews in the future, but Tyler has to edit it first because there's a lot of
dead time,
a lot of dead downtime, and we're picking our noses and burping and just whatever.
That's nice.
Yeah, I know. So, guys, that's about it. Subscribe to my weekly meltdown on YouTube. You will get a notification when we post our Sequester Cast 3 interviews. And when this show goes live, we're covering Survivor right now, and in a month we'll be covering Survivor and Sequester Season 3. Like I said, follow me on Instagram, the.memphis.darling, and I am I just walked in the background.
I thought he was naked for a second.
I was like,
there's another one? Oh, there's another one coming out? What
chick
the hell?
just walked behind you? Okay,
What
anyway.
the hell is going on over there?
All right, let's wrap it up.
Anyway, follow me on Twitter at Summers, SOMMERS 1977.
Thank you, Pokemon, for always being my number one fan. Allison, maybe you'll understand what it means to have good fans one of these days. But you can find me on Twitter at TLions. Tweet at me. We'll talk Survivor and everything.
Twitter him. He loves it. It tickles.
He likes the attention.
I do.
Yes. And Deb?
Send him unsolicited dick pics too.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Yeah.
Why not?
You know where to find me.
Deb, you can find Deb down in her window on Twitter and TV Co. So that's it, guys. We'll see you next Wednesday at 9/8 Central. Beth's my number 3 fan. I want this bathing suit. And I'm going to freaking Amazon Prime it.
You have to find a cat bathing suit like this.
Tracy Burke loves me, but
I'm going to start shopping now.
Mars loves me. Whatever.
Okay. I'm going shopping now.
I'm into this. We'll see
Bye,
you
guys.
next week. Oh,